Hello, YouTube. I'm back with another addition to my series of How to Play versus X Civ. And today we're going to be showing you guys how to play versus the Malians. Initially, I did want to show you guys how to play versus HRE, but unfortunately, there just hasn't been as many games I've gotten to play versus HRE, and subsequently, I haven't been able to get good replays of it to teach you guys. So today it's going to be versus the Malians. Another Civ, where there's a lot of tricks you can do. It can be a difficult Civ to play versus, especially the Farimba style. And I actually had a different video I was going to show you guys, but it it was against William T, and he actually went the Cal landmark. And while that is probably, good knowledge and stuff, I think playing against Farimba, it's generally considered like more standard, and you might struggle a lot more with that kind of gameplay. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be going over today. And I'm going to follow the same kind of format as the previous video so that we can, have some kind of standard. But yeah, that just means I'm going to be watching my point of view. I am Whammo 1. I'm going to be playing the French against the Malians. Um, yeah, this is on the new map, Marshland, and I'm only going to be showing my point of view so you guys can kind of see what I'm going through, and it's not like I have any extra information, right? We're watching my point of view. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and kind of my ideas of what I'm thinking in this game. And as with the previous game, I'm just going to be jotting down a few things that you want to be taking note of. Nothing in the intro too exciting, of course. It's just getting sheep. When the scouting does come, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Standard build order, as with the previous video, not going to be going too much into the build order. We're going to just be thinking more of strategies and reactions to what they're doing. Although I might think of doing a French build order sometime soon. Do you like my build order, the French? You get a pretty fast knight, you get wheelbarrow. Show you that in a second. Again, just getting sheep. And you don't really have to scout Malians that quick. You kind of know what they're doing. It's not like with Mongols where you kind of have to scout and, maybe they're doing something else. Like Malians, they're building their pit mine. Um, like the first thing you kind of want to see is their landmark. Are they going the Tower landmark? Are they going Mansaquoi? So you don't really need to Dark Age scout them. I'm going to be getting my age up here in a second. School of Cavalry. Pretty good timing. With this timing, you can actually get wheelbarrow as well if you do a certain way. Again, not the purpose of this guide, but maybe another time. Gonna get into the important part soon. This matchup in particular is not really a French favored matchup, so obviously the matchups are a bit different, but the stuff I'm going to be showing you guys and talking about works for pretty much most of the matchups, I would say. Alright, now I'm going to go scout him, and I should be scouting him, right? Yeah, I'm just kind of picturing his TC around here, but yeah, I am scouting him. I'm going for a knight first. Kind of need units to play against Malians because the first, like, in pro level games, they usually go pro scouts. I'm not sure about, like, a little bit lower, but you need units to deal with pro scouts. Sorry, not pro scouts, warrior scouts. I should be scouting him. I should probably be scouting his base. I guess I'm kind of making sure I don't run into his TC, but I do want to see that he's building a stable just to 100% double check. Should be building another knight as well. Can't believe I haven't scouted his TC yet. It's kind of bad. Okay. So, he's going stable. Oops. Normal Maui Prey, Warrior Scouts. Obviously Scout for this though. And reaction, you probably need to build units, right? If they're going Warrior Scouts, you need to have units to defend yourself. Build early units. This can mean Spearmen if you're most civs. If you're French, you can go Knights. If you're Rus, you can go Knights. Really depends on the civ you play, but in this case, it's Knights, right? I'll just specify Spearmen / Knights. All right, let's continue. So I know that he's not really going to be that harassable. I am going to, yeah, see, I'm just like making sure his Pro Scouts, his Warrior Scouts aren't doing anything. That's the thing about Malians, right? They're very defendable. You don't really go for gold that early because you have uh, the passive gold income, and their wood obviously is a much easier defendable resource than the gold is. So just focus mostly on defense and eco. And that's what I'm going to be doing here in a second. I'm going to be going for that second TC. I'm just making sure he's not getting any damage done. I even killed a scout, right? Now I'm trying to get some damage done, but that's only because I have this knight defensively. I think he's actually patrolling just to make sure that my TC is going to get up and nothing is going to be thrown down on my end. So scouting him, make sure he's not trying to get some gold. In that case, he's not. I actually see a spearman there. Okay, so I mean this is what I prefer to do, but you can be aggressive versus Malians, but it's really like killing these houses. I would say most games you want to go second TC versus Malians. And I'm going to talk about eco advantage because it's such an important part about RTS. You always want to be slightly ahead of your opponent in eco advantage. This is why you see like the best players kind of go like, if you actually watch Marine World, he almost always has an additional TC above his opponent, and that's just because like you just want to be one step above your opponent, just like one. You don't need to be 2 or 3 or 4. You know, just slightly ahead, and that's why I go for second TC against Malians. If they go for second TC, it's going to slow them down too much, and they actually do have that natural advantage with the pit mines, right? They have passive gold generation. Um, I mean that's already 100, like more than 150 gold gen, right? You don't have 150 gold gen. Like most civs don't have 150 gold gen. I'll say that, right? So to get the eco advantage, you kind of need to go second TC unless you're dealing damage on their side. Um, they have passive gold income. Okay, so get second TC, defend yourself from Warrior Scouts. Also, you know, you defend yourself. Yeah. That's what I do here. I defend from the Warrior Scouts. I get that second TC up. Just, you know, making sure nothing's going wrong. Everything's going pretty good this game. Hasn't really gotten any damage done. Okay, so now he is adding Spearmen. I have to watch out for that, right? Okay, so now you kind of need to scout what he's doing. Is he going for Ember? Is he going into maybe Kato? I think I do get a scout soon. Yep. Again, you really need to scout what he's doing, and I get that scout because I lost it here. So after you're secured, I'd say scout them. Um, you really need to make sure what they're doing, right? And I'm gonna be doing that soon here. I'm just gonna be scouting. I'm gonna be checking his gold. Um, well, he's kind of making it difficult for me, but you know, this doesn't really tell me what he's doing, right? He has a decent bit of units here, at least from what I saw. Okay, not that many units. It kind of leans towards me thinking he's going fast castle, especially with just 8 or so, but let's keep going. And this is another thing, right? Malians usually build their second pit mine because obviously you can get a second pit mine in feudal, you can get a third pit mine in castle, and a fourth in imperial. Check for them building these pit mines, and that's exactly what happens. I get 2 villages. This is a big pick. Like you might not think it is, but it adds up over the game, and he's doing the same thing. Picking off villages is very big. So I'll just add that. Scout the additional gold mines. 1 to 2 knights at least. Well, you know, it doesn't need to be a lot just to kill villagers. To kill building villagers. Well, villagers building stuff. Okay. I mean, that's the thing, right? Malian doesn't really have, like I said, it doesn't have that exposed eco, and this is kind of this exposed eco that you need to go for. Against Malians as well, you stay in the feudal age. There are pros who probably do Castle Age more often, like Beastie, for example, but he really relies on stag defense, and for that to work, I think you really need to know what you're doing. Or else you can die very quickly. Like you're gonna get overrun by units if you don't know what you're doing. So scout the gold mines. I'm not gonna add this down, but you know, just keep note of where the villagers are. I'm kind of like pretty sure he's gonna fast castle at this point. Mining that much gold kind of makes me think, okay, you're mining gold for Furimba, right? Um, and that's what he's doing. He's gonna go castle H here in a second. Okay, so can't harass this. Too close to the TC. He's going Furimba. You know, obviously that's under the TC. I'm not gonna get villager kills here. So I actually don't know what I do this game, but I would assume it's go back to this gold mine and just make sure there's nothing suspicious going on here. Okay, protect my army first. Get my archers out. Obviously, he has spearmen. Need to counter that. And like I said before, your main your main composition against Malians is just going to be spearmen, horsemen. Sorry, archer, horseman, archer, knight. And that's because you don't really need to go spearmen until they start adding sulfur, right? And that's not something they really do until Castle Age. So unless they go warrior scouts, then you can have a few spearmen here or there, but like not that important. Okay, so he's going Castle, and um, when Maui goes Castle with Furimba, I actually don't know how to spell Furimba. I think that's it. Maui goes Castle with Furimba. Stay. Stay prolonged feud if you need to. That's just because you need to secure your hunts. And you've been on this second TC eco for a while now. It would naturally progress over the game that you have a big enough eco that you can make units and still go Castle Age. So you really need to defend his army before you just like skip to Castle Age yourself. You don't worry too much about like going Castle Age right after him. The units that he builds, you can actually kill with Feudal Age units. It's not like he has knights and you need spearmen instantly. That may be the case, but he's got upgraded Slowfo. He's building out the Furimba right now, right? So he's not building, upgraded knights or whatever. It's not like you see Mongols go Castle Age and they're just double producing, lances or something. Obviously, not this patch, but the previous patch. It's not like an immediate thing, like, oh shit, I need to go Castle right after. You can stay feudal for 3 minutes or whatever, and you're going to see that this game, I'm not going to go Castle Age immediately. I'm going to defend myself, get an eco advantage, and then go Castle Age. And again, I do probably send this knight to this gold mine over the game. Just make sure you're harassing them as much as possible. And don't be afraid to give up stuff. If you can't defend stuff, especially against Malians, just back off. You don't want to waste your army against them. You need to have a big army to fight this. Like, if you have the eco advantage, the longer the game goes, the better it is for you. So just delay the game. And that's what I do. Get some picks. If he wants to attack you, let him push under the TC. You know what I mean? Because, you know, obviously it's better for you under the TC. Just trying to get picks with my knights. Check this gold again if you didn't see that. Just making sure he's not mining gold here as well. I probably should have checked this. I actually don't think I see that in game, but that is something I probably should have done as well, just to make sure. Like I created a note and then didn't follow it, but you know you can't remember everything. Yeah, scout the additional gold mines, 1 to 2 knights to kill villagers building stuff. This would have helped for that, right? Anyway. Gradually getting up castle ratio, not rushing it, but making sure I'm safe before I can do so. Again, checking gold mines. And now I age up. So this is about 3 to 4 minutes after he aged up. And I feel pretty safe here. Like, I'm not aging up with, like, no units, right? I have 48 military, 30 archers, 17 knights. Like, I think I'd go to this gold mine. So he does have Sofa now, which is a little bit scary, right? Because if you don't have... Like, archers actually do pretty bad against Sofa if they are fully upgraded. Obviously, that's not going to be, like, the first thing they do because they go that Farimba, but... once they're in Castle Age for, like, 3 to 4 minutes, yeah, it's going to be kind of scary if you don't go Castle Age yourself and they have a big Sofa mass. Okay, so he sees I go Castle Age, right? And he's like, oh shit, I need to attack. He's been on 2 TC, 16 minutes in this game. Let's check the eco, the eco and the pop. Yeah, so he's pretty far down in this game, right? He really hasn't gotten that much damage done, and I've been on 2 TC for the majority of the game. He has 61 military, 45 eco. So he actually does have a military advantage, and I have the eco advantage, right? So I just want to delay the fight as much as possible. I'm getting my castle age upgrades, and he wants to attack. Again, let him fight under the TC if he wants to take the fight. He doesn't have any upgrades, which is a big mistake. So yeah, I just kind of shuffle my villagers away. I see his army movement because of my tower, and I just delay the fight as much as possible and try to get picks off with my knights. Now, if you feel the need to, you can bring your knights back. It's not like you have to do this or something. This is just like, if you feel safe enough that you can do this, it's a good move because, I mean, his entire eco is right here, right? On his gold mine, so... I mean, that's how Malians play the game. And I'm just gonna murder all of his villagers. And I'm pretty much forcing him to take a fight here, right? Like, he's losing all of his villagers. He has no eco, so if he doesn't take the fight, the game is over. And in that case, if he doesn't take the fight, yeah, game's over, so... And this fight goes pretty decent for me because he's under the TC. He does have upgrades now, so it's not like he doesn't have upgrades anymore. And then I just bring my knights back, and I just kill everything. And that's pretty much GG. Again, just checking around his gold mines. That's something you should be doing as Malians. Obviously, I said that before, but just check their gold mines consistently. Especially against this style, Frimbo. Checking gold mine again. This game's over. But, yeah, hopefully this guide helps you guys. The Malians, I think, are a little bit... They're very basic, right? They get gold, they build Frimbo, they spam units, but... And there's not as many tactics I think you can kind of take advantage of, but like the few ones that you can, like picking off gold villagers, just playing defensive, going second TC, it will help you a lot versus the Malians. Pretty much just you don't want to take fights on their terms, especially when you're ahead in ego, right? You can kind of let them come to you, um, and really force them to kind of play your style, even though they're kind of playing the more aggro style. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, if you have any questions, please ask. Hopefully this guide helps you guys. And yeah, catch you on the next one.